Dude, anyways, for quick introductions for the guys who are, okay, now this is where I start the official podcast.
Awesome.
So for the people...
This is my first time doing a podcast. So
right. Oh, nice. Brilliant. I've broken your podcast virginity. I'm glad.
Nice.
So I know you, obviously. I've been following Chanel and her vlogs for a while, and I obviously knew that
Awesome.
I know who you are, and the fact that you are handling all the technicalities behind the videos and stuff. It was actually today that I found
not all the technicalities. There's a lot that Chanel does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. So it's today that I found out that you have your own YouTube channel and you do like tech stuff that I'm also like obsessed about, and the fact that you do reviews and stuff. So the guys who are watching or tuning in, who would you say you are? Give me like a 20-second introduction.
I would say I am a marketer turned social experimenter.
Okay, nice.
I don't know. That's what I'd like to think I am right now.
Right.
Basically, been in the corporate sector for I don't know, maybe about 8 or 9 years.
Right.
And then Chanel and I decided, screw it, we want to travel.
Right.
Want to build our lifestyles to kind of accommodate that and start building skills around that.
Right.
And been kind of been learning new skills along the way and just trying to find different ways of making it happen. And I've been really lucky in the sense that I studied marketing also, so I've been able to kind of bring all of that along with everything I've learned in the corporate sector. Even though I was in the corporate sector, I wasn't really corporate. I always made it a point to work with small businesses, more SMEs sort of, so that I get to work with the bosses, the top management itself. So I got exposed a bit more, I would think, than had I just joined a normal corporate 9 to 5. Right.
So that's pretty interesting, because nowadays you can see a lot of people just stop because they're tired of working for corporates. They're just breaking away, and there's a huge trend. It'd be interesting to get into how all that transpired. Let's go back to like all the way, from your school days. Okay, you left school. What happened then? Like, what happened as soon as you left school? Did you do your higher studies or?
So I left school and I...
You're a Thomian, right?
Yep, I went to St. Thomas's, So I left school, I think, 2010. My mom was adamant that I do CIM or CIMA. I prefer to go with marketing, so I did CIM. Straight out of school, I also joined Barclays. I was a money broker, so I did bonds, treasury bonds, forex, trading. That was pretty cool. Like 1.5 years I was in that, dealing with like all the treasury rooms and stuff, which is super awesome. Really high, like really intense work environment.
Okay.
I was doing my marketing thing there, and then 1.5 years in, I was like, you know what, I don't really see a future here. I want to do something a bit more challenging.
Right.
Quit that, joined my dad. At the time, my dad had a cab company, which was running out of Mount and stuff. Joined him, and then I set up a website for him. This is back in 2011 or 12, when websites were somewhat new.
Oh, wow, actually.
Google Ads was very new, and I kind of utilized Google Ads to start up a tour business.
Nice.
And so we ran like a very boutique tour business. And I was in that for maybe 3 to 4 years with my dad, setting that up. Did really well. Unfortunately, the last year and a half has been crap.
Right.
But once it was set up, again, I felt like I wanted more.
Right.
In terms of learning, in terms of like growing. So I decided to join Harpo.
Okay.
And then I joined him as like, I joined at the very bottom, like as a
This is Harpo's Pizza.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's got a whole bunch of restaurants that he manages. Harpo's Pizza being the most known, but like Bayleaf, Park Street Muse,
right. I didn't know that.
all of those are his. And I started off as a social media executive, or marketing executive actually.
Right. Yeah.
And then went on to handle all his outlets for Harpo's Pizza and worked on that. Took on a bit of operational role as well. So I was a brand manager and was looking after 4 restaurants and started retail and pizza trucks and a bunch of stuff. really enjoyed it. But then that was the point where we traveled. Chanel and I just traveled for the first time by ourselves.
Right.
And that was like the time everything changed. And we were like,
as in how, like, did you guys meet when you were working at Harpo's, or was it in the same time frame?
We met 9 years ago, I think.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
She was I was just out of school and we met at like a graduation party.
And that's something you don't see that much or hear about that much. That's pretty amazing.
I know, right? Yeah.
So you started Harpo's you said 4 years ago, right? 4 or 3?
Well, I've left Harpo's. It's been almost 2 years or 3 years since I left. So maybe 5 years ago I started at Harpo's. Yeah.
Okay, so
and then I did 3 years there and left straight on 3 years. Like, okay, time for the next one.
Right. So the traveling came, like you guys wanted to go on a holiday or something like that, or was it?
Yeah. So basically, while I was at Harpo's, we decided to do a trip just by ourselves, because otherwise we'd always do travel with our friends. And that would be like going to Malaysia or going to Singapore, like, and just going for a party. That sort of trip, like, you go enjoy yourself and then come back. But then Chanel and I decided we wanted to do like a full-on backpacking trip for a month. Okay. This was while I was at Harpo's. She had just started Elixir, which is her own business, a cold press.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
And so we did that trip, and that really opened our eyes, because we met so many people who have been traveling for like 5-6 months and were working while traveling. And like, this was so new to us. Right. And we were just like, wait, what? Like, how are these guys? These guys are younger than us. How are they like sustaining this and being able to travel so much? And that really opened our eyes, and we learned so much in just that 1 month in terms of like culture, people, exposure. Right.
So you guys left for an entire month?
An entire month, yeah. So we started like the whole of Thailand. We started in the north. We did 1.5 weeks in the north, and then moved down. Right. Just a backpack.
This is prior to you guys doing the whole social media thing, right?
Well, I think that's where it kind of Chanel got the idea, because she was showing that on her Instagram stories at the time. Yeah. And that got a lot of traction. But like, we did shoot some footage of GoPros and stuff, but we never made a video of it.
Okay.
But yeah, it was amazing.
So how do you guys get manage to get a month off of like just a normal day-to-day hectic, work life?
So that's the thing again, because I was working with Harpo, and he's really flexible with me in terms of like leave and stuff. And I would work overtime anyways, because during the F&B sector, you're kind of anyways work like 6 to 7 days. Right. Annual, I think, is about 21 days, I think, if you're in corporate. Right, so 21 plus sick plus whatever. And he was totally cool. He actually gave me extra cash and like, go party and enjoy yourself.
Oh, wow.
He's a cool boss to work with. Yeah.
That's refreshing to hear. You don't hear that in Sri Lanka a lot.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Oh, wow. So, you took a month off. You traveled.
Yeah, went to Thailand. Traveled, and we came back, and then we were just like, we can't like do this. Like, it just didn't feel right. From the time we came back, we were just like, wow, like life feels so boring right now. Right. So and from that point onwards, we were just like thinking of ways of how we could sustain to travel. And like initially, our idea was we're going to travel right throughout the year. Obviously, like that was the goal. We weren't able to do that right throughout. I mean, we did 4 months the first time we went off. Like, as we quit our jobs, we did 4 months. Right. But then we started to realize that we were able to make more money back home in Sri Lanka. We weren't able to make as much when we were abroad. Right. And so we kind of found a balance to always come back, do a lot of work here, make enough, go abroad, enjoy, come back. But of course, we were working wherever we went.
Right. Wow, I mean, I think that's one thing that I personally am struggling as well. I have a day job, and I do have my freelancing videography whole shtick. And I think one of the things that I think a lot of people, myself included, how do you get to the point where you're going to quit that monthly salary? Like,
that was no doubt that was tough. Yeah, but that's the one thing. Like, both of us were just like, we have to do it, and like, it's only once you do it that you figure out. It's like this COVID situation right now, right? Like, had someone told us 2 months ago, like, you have to stay at home, You'll be like, no, we can't do that. We won't be able to sustain. But now we have to stay at home, and now everyone's going to figure out ways to stay at home and make things work.
Right.
Kind of the way we looked at it. At the time, the way I looked at it when I quit was, I looked at it as taking a 3-month or a 6-month holiday, basically.
Right.
I was like, I'm quitting my job. I know I can come back and find a job.
Yeah.
Like even Harper was like, come back whenever you want.
Right.
But I was like, look, I want to go like figure this out by myself.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just looked at it as like investing in myself first.
Right.
So even when we went to Thailand, it wasn't really a holiday. It was like we attended so many workshops and seminars and like networked and did a bunch of stuff.
Right.
And learned so much. That's kind of where we learned like a bit about YouTube and social media and like Amazon FBA, drop shipping, and like got into all of that there.
Right.
And it was a great time to be in Thailand. Like it was amazing there. I wish we could have stayed. Unfortunately, our freaking passports are like shit.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the worst. That's one of the reasons.
If that was sorted, it'd be so much more easier for us, especially as freelancers.
Yeah, I mean, I also want to get into that in a bit as well, like the whole visa situation, because you find people who just work as cashiers in other countries for like 3-4 months and then suddenly disappear for 6 months, because that visa preparation is not at all something I want to dive into as well. But the point where, everybody says you need to quit your job, you need to, do what you love. Yeah. Like, what was the preparation? Like, how did you mentally prepare? How long did it take for you? Like, how long were you contemplating?
Well, it was actually a bit of a sudden decision on my part. Chanel was just getting out of her job. And not her job actually, the business. She was just winding that up.
Right. This was the health
Elixir,
Elixir, yeah. Right.
And at the same time, I was also kind of like questioning where I was going forward within the group in terms of what I would do next.
Right.
And then it just came to this point where I was like, look, I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but I had lined up a few other things that I wanted to do in terms of work, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take a month off and then come back and work on these.
Okay.
Another project that was going to involve Chanel as well.
Right.
And I think one thing I think everyone needs to realize is that if you're going to do this, you need to have some capital like stashed up, because you're going to run through. It's not all just going to happen overnight. You're not going to find a job straight away and stuff, right? So I think that in that sense, I had managed to save a bit of money. Plus, I had just finished paying the lease on my vehicle.
Right.
And I sold it, and I was like, fuck it, I don't need the vehicle anymore.
Right.
Oh shit, sorry, I shouldn't be swearing.
No, that's fine. I have no cap on that.
Yeah, so I sold it. I knew I had a bit of a buffer. I wasn't planning on tapping into that.
Right.
But with that, I said, okay, look, $600, and this is why we always stick to this $600 whenever we travel for a month. Because we knew the first trip we did it for $600 each.
Okay.
So the way I looked at it was like, look, I've saved $600 for the first month. I'm going to go to Thailand and figure out how I'm going to make the next $600. Right. If I make the next $600 there, I'll stay on another month. And I will just try my best to keep going that way.
Right.
But I knew I had two things. One is I knew I could always come back to Sri Lanka and find a job.
Right.
And two is that I knew I had some like fallback cash with me.
Right.
Same thing with Chanel. Like we both were just like, look, let's just go and just figure it out. And it was honestly the best time of my life. Like even though we didn't really succeed at finding jobs to kind of stay on there, which might have not worked anyways. I think it was more beneficial for us to come back to Sri Lanka and build on what we had here. But we learned so much there. I like had the craziest like growth while I was there.
Right. Wow.
And I quit smoking, which is what I always tell myself. I'm like, if everything fails, I don't care. I quit smoking, which was the best thing that happened.
I mean, that's one of the things. I've been before this I was a musician, and I've had dreadlocks and all of that, and I've been giving so much shit for people for not being able to quit and all that. But right now I am addicted to sugar and I can't quit it.
Oh yeah.
So I now I understand how difficult that process is of like letting go of an addiction, because I really can't. I've been trying for the past like 2 years to try and stay off sugar for at least a week. It's so impossible. But yeah, I mean, that's
the thing.
pretty
Once
amazing.
you break one, you kind of like figure out how you can break.
Right.
So many.
Right. That's
yeah, sugar is actually, I realized I've also started to have a bit more sugar now that I've been locked in at home and like loading up on the coffees. I only have sugar with my coffee.
Yeah, because I'm 29 this year and I'm going to the age where we all need to start watching our sugar levels.
yeah, likewise.
But yeah, hats off on that, man. It's pretty amazing that you were able to like put that, because I know how much money that guzzles down. Like when you're, when you're.
Oh yeah, and I mean back then it wasn't that much money.
Right.
But like now I look at it and I'm just like, whoa, that is a lot of money. But more than that, it was like what I keep telling everyone is like, yes, my motive might have been like to save up on money and also health.
Right.
But more than the money and the health, it was the fact of learning how to break an addiction, which is just so powerful. It kind of like gives you this confidence to like take on anything and like know that you can break it if you wanted to.
Interesting.
Which is pretty awesome.
Wow.
So that's why I always look back at that time and I'm just like, man, that was the best time of my life because I did so many different things.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
One of the best. Yeah.
So okay, fine. So you traveled for a month and you came back, and obviously now.
I stayed home for like 3 months. I was in Thailand for 2.
Oh wow, 3. Oh, so that's so you were. Right.
Yeah. Chanel came back because she had some modeling gigs and stuff.
Right.
I was like, look, I said I'm going to stay here.
So okay.
I'm staying here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I was doing like Fiverr jobs, and then I found a guy like flew to meet me, and then I started working for a company based out of Philippines. And like,
so was this the time period when you set up that, okay, you know what, I have $600. If I make more $600, I'm going to stay the next month. Oh, so you were implementing it as you on that first trip itself.
Yeah.
Oh wow, and you were able to find work online. Wow, that's amazing.
Found work online. I actually made way more money than I would have made back home.
Dude, that's crazy.
It was a crazy time, yeah. But of course, it's freelance work, right? So you have your ups and your downs and all of that. You can navigate through it. But yeah, at the same time, that's when Chanel also started she was super serious about Instagram.
Right.
And when we did the Vietnam trip, we realized that like this could be the way that we could actually. Because even though I was in Thailand, it felt like even though I felt I quit my job, it still felt like I was working for someone else, because technically that's what I was doing. But like Instagram, like when we did that and we realized, wow, okay, this is actually doable, and this is like gives us the freedom to do it the way we want to do it. So then that was the point we decided, okay, like, and like to be like really honest, Chanel had to do so much in terms of convincing me to get on board. I hate it. So that's why I'm very new to. Oh yeah, that's why I'm very new to YouTube and stuff. Also, I just started the channel and I was totally anti.
Right. So yeah, because I can imagine Chanel, because she's obviously she's like modeling and stuff, and she's like a veteran in the whole social media shtick and all of that. So I didn't know that you were completely against like going online and stuff like that.
I was completely. The first few trips we did, I was just like, what the hell are we doing? We're here to like enjoy this trip.
Oh wow, no kidding.
Instead, I'm taking pictures of you like everywhere we go.
Interesting.
But then like eventually, so Chanel's also in that sense, like she also loves to just like go all out.
Right.
So she went and invested and got her first camera, and then like she basically came to me and said, okay, here she sets everything up as I take the picture, and then I started getting the hang of it slightly, and we started getting a lot of like recognition for just like the pictures we were doing at the time.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like I think that's. So photography and videography is like a massive part of your life right now. Like how did that initially start? Like how did you know, okay, you know what, I need to get this kind of gear? Like how did that wormhole or rabbit hole
That's
start?
why I said it's like technicalities, everything is Chanel.
Right, okay.
Gear, all of that.
Wow, that's interesting.
So she did all the research on our first camera.
Okay.
She did all the research on how to use the camera, and she would literally set it up for me and be like, okay, use this, and then she would tell me, okay, and then she'd tell me like, you know, how to use the ISO, how to use aperture, and all of that. And I think I had I had somewhat of an eye, because from a very young age, like my aunts and my mums, they all had like, you know, point and shoot cameras, and I used to go on like bird watching trips and stuff. So I kind of would have developed an eye, I'm guessing, to kind of get a frame.
Right.
So I kind of enjoyed it, but at the same time, I was reluctant to do it, because like I was one of those boyfriends.
Right.
Where you go,
wow.
like, the guy with the camera, and like, so I was very reluctant at first.
Right. Interesting.
And then when we were in Vietnam, or just before we went to Vietnam, like I wanted to get Chanel a gift for her birthday or something, and I bought a drone, which is the drone I still use.
That's a pretty hefty
gift, yeah. So like I said, my freelance life was good when I was in Thailand, so I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. But I got it as a gift for her, and I used it, and I was just like, yo, this is mine.
Right.
And then like everything changed, because suddenly I also wanted to travel to all these crazy places to fly my drone and take pictures with the drone and video with the drone and stuff. And that's how I got into like videography, is primarily through aerial videography, because I loved flying my drone wherever we went to.
So what's the drone that you got?
DJI Spark.
That's a freaking a huge investment. Like that's one of because it's
not. It was like, I mean, I guess.
No, in the terms of like yes,
$600.
that's a monetary aspect to it. But then like I've always been afraid of what if you drop, like your drones falls out of the sky. Like so it's so easy.
And like my first, like if you go into my YouTube channel, you'd see I do a thing. There's a 1 year with my Spark.
Okay.
And my first flight with it, I was testing out, you get the auto features of the Spark. So it like does dronies and stuff.
Right.
And the first one was like, we were at Chiang Mai University, I was with another friend.
Okay.
And then let's check it out, and I put it up, and it went hit a tree and it fell into the water.
Oh god. Oh my god.
And I dived into this lake, and I took it out, and I was like, oh man. And this is before I even told Chanel I got her the drone.
Oh god, wow. Must have been heart wrenching.
That was crazy. And I went back and and it's been amazing. I love that drone, man. Like I still use it. Some of the shots of that drone have made it into like amazing campaigns, which like people find really hard to believe that it's from a Spark, because a Spark is like a very beginner level drone. But the fact that it's so small just lets you like just go crazy with it. And now it's like,
I mean, that's one thing that like a lot of people who get into this whole video thing is that they think that video quality and all of that is the main thing. But like when they like the stuff that you guys are doing, I mean, when you started out, the scenes were breathtaking, and that's like later I realized, even the videos you do now, later I realized the quality is amazing, but the first thing I realized is actually the video, like the content that you guys make.
Definitely. And like that is something like Chanel and I also always like debate on, because I'm just like, I'm so anti investing on all this gear. It's like, holy, like we have to recover, we know what we need to invest. And I always think like the story obviously takes it way further than the actual visuals. But then like now that we got, like, I was totally against getting the A7iii because it's a huge investment. I was just like, are you freaking crazy? Let's first make a bit more money. And she was like, no, let's get this and we will make the money after that. And I saw that difference after I got it. I was just like, whoa, even my creativity went to another level because I was able to do so many other things. So there is that fine line, but like what I would say is that like we were able to create videos, like our first few videos were like videos for hotels and restaurants, and that's what actually got us all our work. And those were all videos made of like an iPhone X or just a phone gimbal. So like there's, and especially now with the phones you have, like there's no excuse. You can definitely start off on a phone. And then it's just a luxury.
Before we continue, I think we hit the 25-minute mark. Let's just reset our camera.
Do you use the image, the what do you call it, image edge app?
Yeah, I do use it, but now I have, so I have, so let me just show you a picture of what I'm looking at. So I have,
I'm guessing you have some sick setup over there.
No, actually, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. So I have this massive mirror.
Oh, right.
So that's showing me the back of my screen.
Man, I've also been researching so much on like DIY like setups to kind of do from home.
It's a rabbit hole because once you start buying gear, you want now I don't, because I used to have a Canon 70D, the flip out screen. I was like, I need a monitor now. I need to spend another $300 to get a monitor. And I think the last camera that I bought was the Sony A7iii as well, which was in March last year when I made this huge investment. I thought, I'm going to spend a lot of money, get my gear. And after that, I put a ban on myself that I'm not going to buy a single piece of gear ever again, at least for another 2 years. Because I just kept buying one after the other. And it was just eating. And unlike, I didn't have, so obviously I'm still living with my mom and dad. So I don't have to pay rent and all of that. I've been so lucky so far not to have any of those responsibilities that normal people have. And
I should actually mention that was actually another big factor in me quitting my job and going abroad. I knew that I could always come back. I think that's a factor not everyone has the privilege of. And had I not had that, I probably might have not done it. But just knowing that I could always...
you have that safety net to fall back on, right?
And I still do. Like, I'm still able to do all these ridiculously crazy, risky things.
Exactly.
Because, but you have to make use of everything you have.
Exactly, because it gives you the opportunity to make something better for everybody, right? Because you can take the risk and stuff. Going back to the whole shooting stuff with your iPhone and all of that, like right now even I'm doing all these videos where I'm trying to show people how you can do photography on a budget, and I'm blown away about what my phone camera can do. With the light. Even now, if somebody comes and asks me, what's the camera you want to buy, I just tell them to just spend a lot of money on a really good phone, because not everybody gets into photography and then they leave the camera in their cupboard somewhere, right? If they buy a good phone, then that means they can use the phone as well, like later on and stuff. So
exactly. And the phone, for most people, you're going to start off with Instagram or a platform like that, or TikTok. If you're on TikTok, there's no point of even having a good camera, and it looks like people are going to be going on to TikTok very heavily in the future. So then it makes even more sense to have a phone, a really good phone. I still have an iPhone 6s. Which is crap to take pictures, but I don't use it for anything other than just flying my drone. But we totally managed with Chanel's iPhone X for the longest time. It's crazy when you think about it. You can make so much of money off that phone that you spend in such a luxury, but you were able to convert it and make so much money. But then you want to really take it serious, and it's again you put in the capital and the investment, and then obviously you're going to want to recover it. Which is how we looked at getting the Sony A7iii. It was pretty hefty at the time, and we were like, if we get this, we are going to work our asses off to make sure we recover it.
Because it is a pretty big investment. It's about I think you've probably spent about 3.5 lakhs on that, close to...
with the lens about 500.
That's another thing. You buy a camera, you have to buy the lens as well.
And one lens is not enough. Now we're looking at the next lens, and we're just
So before the Sony, what was it? What was the camera that you guys
it was
used?
Canon.
Was it the Casey Neistat setup? Was it the 70D by any chance? Or the Rebel?
It might have. I think it might have been.
So when you did This Is Sri Lanka, what was the gear that you guys were using?
So at that time we still had the Canon. I think it was the 70D.
Right.
And Yashwin. So we brought on Yashwin. I'm not sure if you heard of him.
I remember.
So basically, how This Is Sri Lanka happened was we have always wanted to travel around Sri Lanka. That's been my dream from the time I was in school. As soon as the war was over, I was all our friends were bro, we have to do this. Drive around the country. But it's always been that conversation you have when you get drunk, but it never happens because no one can ever get 2 or 3 weeks off together to do it. And then like when we came back from Vietnam. When we came back from Thailand the second time around. The next year again we went to Thailand. We were there for a while, and then when we came back, we were like, look, let's do this, right? Because like this is the best time. Like now we are actually like in this thing. And so then around that time, Chanel had somehow found out about Yashwin, and she was saying like, he's a really cool videographer, check him out. And I followed him, and I was like, this guy is young, he's just started out. He'd be totally down to go on a trip like this, because like, we didn't have money to spend on a photographer or a videographer to take them with us. All we could do is say, look, we'll cover all your costs, like come with us, film, and like have a crazy adventure. And so he had a A7iii. That's actually how we also like started getting into it.
Right, you guys got a taste of the quality art.
Definitely. And so we, like, planning it was something like I knew, like, because I was in the tour business anyways. Like, I knew, like,
so you had the
travel industry.
info.
Yeah, and I knew like how to target the hotels and like how to work with brands and stuff. And I think that has been a strong suit for us always, is the fact that like I've understood how to work with brands. So like while Chanel handles the aesthetic and that whole aspect, I handle the brand aspect. So I found ways to like fund the whole trip and bring in different people for different parts of it.
How long did that planning take? Like planning because it took you guys a month, right? Exactly, to go around the country. Another month.
I think it took us 3 weeks. Planning it would have taken a month, I would think.
And you guys, I mean, one of the like clever things that you guys are doing, you guys also, I don't know if it was a brand deal with Mobitel or something like that, where you guys were tracking the
so that's
Mobitel
like,
speeds.
I was looking at this recently, like, see, this is the thing, right? People think that, we just did it and like it happened, but no, like I created a business plan. I reached out to so many different people. Like Mobitel was just one of the brands. There was like 20 different brands that I wanted to like reach out to. And there were so many other brands that we worked with, but that we weren't able to create the content like according to what we had promised. So we didn't get that sponsorship at the end of the trip. But we had done the trip and we were just like, forget all of that. Like we did it, like it worked out.
You guys weren't selling out for the sake of selling. If you weren't happy, we just didn't go through with it.
Exactly. Like the whole thing was like, we were going to do it our way. And that's when we also realized that was the way to work as influencers. Rather than like tell a brand, okay, we'll review it and like do it like that. We were just like, no, we are doing this. You can come with us, and this is what you'd have to pay.
Interesting.
And we work with a number of brands, and that way, like, it really works.
That's amazing.
So that has always been the way we've done it. Like even when we go to even when we went to Bali, like we told a bunch of people, this is what we're doing. This is how we work. If you're interested, you can work with us. Rather than like take on some sort of responsibility. Because with This Is Sri Lanka, unfortunately, like that's what happened. Like we signed up with certain people that wanted like X amount of pictures and pictures in certain ways. And then we were like, this doesn't really fit the mood. This is not true. You don't find this product here, so we can't really promote it here. And so then we like, you have to learn like along the way. But that trip was just amazing.
Because so this is, I think after like This Is Sri Lanka was, I think a year after you guys took all the hiatus of we're gonna travel. That happened a year later.
It was a year later. So we basically did that. We were in Thailand, Vietnam, came back. We went to Thailand again, and then we came back and did this.
I mean, I think that's when I got to like start getting track of Chanel's YouTube channel as well. So was that like the Vietnam? Was there a vlog for Vietnam as well?
Yep, there was one. I mean, there are still vlogs to come out for Vietnam. So we're actually working on the backlog of all of those.
Nice. Good to hear.
But the Vietnam one had one, and that was actually the vlog that like really like made us realize that YouTube is something that we could do. We did one of this waterfall we went to, which was on the border of Vietnam and China. Which was awesome, and like that's where my drone footage also came into the scene for the first time. after we did that, that's when I started realizing how we could create these sort of vlogs, even when we come back to Sri Lanka and like things like that. And so that's how we like went about it. So like we came back and we were like, that was the vlog that we looked at, and we were like, okay, this is the sort of thing we can do. And then like bringing in the brands and like working around with them.
So after this is the Bali trip came after this is Sri Lanka, right? Like
so this is Sri Lanka, and then we did a lot. So after this is Sri Lanka, like it blew up. And we got a bunch of work here, so we got to work with like Cinnamon and do another This is Sri Lanka with like Miss World. That was just like epic. And then there were so many other brands that wanted to like do content around Sri Lanka. But we had planned to finish This is Sri Lanka, and like we bought our tickets and we were going to leave the day we uploaded the last episode of This is Sri Lanka.
Oh really?
Right? Yeah, that was like, it was scheduled. And a week before we uploaded the last episode, Cinnamon called us.
Oh wow!
Because this was after the Easter attacks. So Cinnamon called us and they were like, "We're doing this. We want you all to direct it." And we were just. Like,
I remember seeing this. I remember seeing Shehaan's stories about you guys directing a commercial for Cinnamon, and I was also quite.
And like not just Cinnamon, like Miss World. We were just like, what? Like when does this happen?
Yeah, I remember seeing this.
I was like, okay, let's. Like at that point, we had paid for the tickets and like trip and everything. So I was like, okay, let's try and charge them so that we can cover the cost of the tickets and the trip. And if we do that, like screw the trip, this is going to be way more.
It's a once in a
it's a once in a lifetime thing. And so it worked out. Like they were like we had to write a script and like do everything within that 1 week. So we didn't cancel our tickets or anything. Like we did all of that work, gave it to them, and they were like, okay, cool. And then we just cancelled the trip. We took on that. And then we moved the trip to later on. So basically, And it was good. It was perfect timing. It was amazing to be able to do that. Because like I told you, we started off with an iPhone X and whatever, and like we were able to do all of that in such a short time period with not much experience. But it was amazing.
Interesting. So okay. Then when you guys like started, looking at Bali, is there like still a plan? Have you guys like projected ahead like a year and thought, okay, these are the things that you guys are going to cover, or how often do you all like brainstorm and come up with like these schedules?
Well, we don't look at like excursions in the place, but we look at countries. So like. So Indonesia was actually supposed to be the first place we traveled to, but I fell in love with Thailand. That I was just like, no, we need to. Like, I basically told Chanel I want to go back to Thailand every year because for me Chiang Mai is like this. It's the place. Like the amount of the people you meet there, and like, it's amazing. Especially for freelancers and entrepreneurs, like online entrepreneurs. Chiang Mai is the place.
Interesting.
So like I wanted to go back, but then Chanel always wanted to go to Bali because obviously that's where all the influencers are. And like so after we did Vietnam and all of that, then we're like, okay, fine, let's do Bali. And we just picked a country. Like so, next was supposed to be India. I think we might have been in India right about now had this not happened. But. Yeah, and when we went to Bali, we didn't really plan anything. We just get to the country and then start planning.
So you guys met Travel with Wife there as well, right? Like, have you guys like seen their channel before you guys met them? Or So Travel with Wife and them, like they were. So Chanel knew about them because I wasn't on Instagram again. Like I was on Instagram, but just with my little set of friends. I wasn't following other people and stuff. But Chanel was in touch with them from the time we were in Vietnam. So like they always would like pictures and talk and like whatever. And I think when they also did a Sri Lanka trip, which was like a month before we did This is Sri Lanka. And they really supported us when we did our trip also, which was really nice. And like. And we were always like talking and stuff, but we could never meet. Like we had planned to do a few like collabs sort of before while we were in Sri Lanka, but like things always got in the way and stuff. And then it just so happened that like while we were there, they said they were also coming.
And then we were like, wow, that's awesome. We should definitely meet with them.
Right. So you guys, I think you guys were with them for like a day or two, right?
Yeah, we were with them. We were in Nusa Penida with them for 2 days, but we met just for 1 day and like went around and filmed and stuff.
Okay.
Both of us had really hectic schedules.
Okay. So right now with the whole situation, I mean, like I can speculate about what travel is like and what the touring industry is going through right now. But like you guys are in the whole depth or right in the center of it at the moment. Like how has that just like affected the whole situation with the COVID-19?
Yeah, man. I mean, it obviously sucks because like especially when you have so much like built up and you've invested so much in that one particular thing, but then like how we look at it is that that's life at the end of the day. Things are going to happen and you're going to have to learn to adapt and move.
Right.
And obviously this happening now means that we're going to have to I started a YouTube channel. I've never done that.
Right.
Like learn other skills to it. And it's not that travel is not going to be around. It's just that it won't be around for a while.
It's paused for a while. Right.
It's paused. And the way I see it is like it just gives us more time to experiment more. Like obviously what we want to do is travel. So we will always go back to that. But this gives us more time to experiment in other fields and stuff and like do stuff. Because as much as we are going to be working around travel, like every opportunity we get, like there were a few things we were supposed to do travel related even during COVID-19. We still are like in talks and like planning it, but the situation is getting worse by the day, so it's everything just gets pushed back. But like at the end of the day, I feel when it does clear, that's the time that you're going to need social media influencers even more. That's the time you're going to need content creators even more. Because when that happens, people are not going to have the budgets to go for the big marketing agencies. That's when they're going to need the smaller guys to come help them out. They are a big corporate or whatever. So it just gives us time. I mean, for us, we feel like anyways we want to be the English travel couple that promotes Sri Lanka. Like the local this thing. And that's where we'll always be, even though we travel elsewhere and do other work. So when the time comes, we're always going to be supporting Sri Lanka tourism, working with brands to revive Sri Lanka tourism. That's always our thing. It sucks that we can't make as much money as we would have had this not happen. But I think everyone's going to face a really tough time. Like, no matter what industry you're in, like you're going to need to change. You're going to need to adapt. We're just super grateful that like we didn't stick to only social media influencing. We learned. I mean, again, good thing we invested in the camera because we learned to do videography and photography and like now food and like so many other things as well. So like as a result of that, like it's challenging us to also now pick up other skills and work with other brands, other completely unrelated industries, which is interesting.
Definitely.
But in terms of travel, like it's really sad. I feel so. I mean, we are not really that affected at the end of the day. Our investment is nothing in comparison to the investment of hotels and restaurants and other huge establishments that are just completely hit by this.
And also the guys who are earning relying on a day-to-day salary, they are also
exactly. Like there are so many. Like it's really messed up in that sense. And the thing is, again, like thankfully we are independent. And like
I think that move where you decided to become independent, that is paying off right now, right? Like what you did 2 years ago.
It's not too scary for us because it was anyways like this. Like you don't know when your next paycheck is, so it's not too much of a thing. And so as a result, like for us, it's not such a big deal because like we figured out ways to anyways make money, like, despite not having travel. But it is really sad to see that like Sri Lanka tourism has to go through this now, like just a year after what happened, and like it's going to be an impact. But what we are being hopeful is that hopefully it'll have a positive impact on.
I mean the earth is becoming a lot healthier because of this whole situation.
And it's not just the earth. I think even in terms of like tourism, so that's something we're definitely like focusing on, and we're going to be talking about is building a sustainable approach to tourism. Like our tourism model was not sustainable before. Like we were highlighting a lot of the things Sri Lanka was doing that were just not right. Like from the whale watching to the Navier Park, all of that was just wrong. Like we were just for the sake of tourism, just like absolutely diminishing our resources.
Right, and not making it sustainable.
Yeah, and like now that we've really hit rock bottom, it gives us the space and the time to properly strategize. And like I've been watching a lot of the industry leaders, and that is what they are talking about too. They're talking about like coming up with a sustainable strategy so that going forward we don't have to put our country like when we went into Bali, we realized how wrong, like how bad tourism could get if you just keep going after the money. Bali is having serious issues there. And we're actually doing a video about that.
Interesting. Yeah.
About like the comparison of the two models.
So
it's a chance for Sri Lanka tourism to also build from.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So I mean, do you think travel is gonna get like expensive in the near future when the dust settles, or what do you think?
Travel is going to get cheap. I mean, local travel is going to get cheap.
Right.
International travel, I have a really bad feeling is going to be next to impossible for people like us, like Sri Lankans who are on Sri Lankan passports.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen is until a vaccine or a proper testing procedure is formed, all countries are going to lock their borders.
Right.
And it's just going to be a multiplication of the current visa structure.
Right.
Like, you know, if you come from a developed Western nation that has good protocols to detect and say that you're clear, you'll be allowed to come to Bali. But if you come from Sri Lanka or Maldives or some other country that has no protocol to check, I mean, whatever said and done, Sri Lanka is doing well right now, right? But if it is spread, if it just spreads around like it is supposed to, like spread around, right around, then it's going to be tough for us to get visas to like travel to the States or travel to anywhere else, because they're all going to, everyone's going to lock their borders and they're going to only open them up if it's absolutely necessary.
Right.
And then that's where money comes into play. So I think like traveling, I don't know, I could be completely wrong, but I feel like traveling to the West is going to be difficult in the next 1.5 years.
Yeah.
But prices will drop. Prices are going to drop without a doubt, because at the end of the day, unlike resources, these are resources, I mean, these are hotels that are there, they have to fill up.
Right.
These are excursions that are there, they have to keep running. So they will run at whatever cost. We are going to see that the second the curfew pulls out of here, you're going to see the craziest deals in Colombo.
Right.
And in the same way, it's going to happen all over. So
in a way, I mean, this is one of the few moments where I'm glad we are in a third world country with a corrupt, I mean, I don't want to say corrupt government, but a bureaucratic government, simply because they can force us to stay indoors, where if you go to the US and the UK, people are protesting, and it's even increasing rapidly. I think that's one of the main reasons we are having a bit of a better situation, because everybody's legally asked to stay indoors, right? And,
true.
So,
but like, I mean, we really don't know what
exactly
is like there's no point staying indoors for 6 months and then coming out and then the virus spread, right?
Exactly. That's true. That's a good point.
So like we need to come to terms with the fact that like this is going to take some time.
Right.
The fact that it's affected the world over, like even if we completely eliminate it, that's a completely different thing. We're like a new game we're going to enter into, because we're going to have to be completely sufficient as an island.
Right.
You can't really rely on, like right now.
That's true.
Even if you wanted to buy gear, you can't buy gear, right?
That's true.
I'm looking all over for lights and stuff, and I'm just like, shit, there's nothing here. And I'm like, how do we get this stuff now?
I was just messaging Yamaha Music in the morning, trying to get like a proper lavalier mic. They're out of stock. It's like, as they don't ask them when it's coming. They don't know.
I was also looking around for mics and lights, and it's like, oh crap, this is going to be the reality for a while. Like even when it clears up, people have to start producing, and to produce and then stock the world over. It's a cycle. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah, interesting. So, dude, to wind things off, I mean, we spoke about some very serious things. How was it meeting Floyd Mayweather?
Oh my god, man. I'm not sure how much of the story you've heard, right?
I watched the whole thing where you tried to record, and then the GoPro went off and then you got caught.
Oh yeah, jeez. And like at the time, I was shitting bricks, cause like not necessarily because of Floyd Mayweather, like he looked puny, because he had obviously lost his bulk or whatever. He was like tiny short guy next to me.
Yeah.
But the fact that like at that time when it happened, I didn't know it was him. Like I saw a guy who looked like him, and I was like, "Give me the GoPro. I want to take a shot and send this to our friends and be like, I saw a guy who looks like Floyd."
Right.
And this went up, and he yelled, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like as he yelled, I was like, "Okay, this is Floyd," because like he sounded so much like him. I was like, "Okay, this is the guy." And then suddenly his guards were coming down, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And we were in front of all these people. And I wasn't really thinking at that point. I was just like, "Oh shit!" Okay, like cool, calm down, man, calm down.
Right.
And he was like yelling at me, and I was like, "Okay, cool, we'll go just delete our footage," and we went and gave it to them.
Right.
But then after that, his guards were totally cool. It's like, "Yo, I hope you understand. Like, you know, he wants his privacy and whatever." And he was having a good chat. He's like, "Oh, I've been wanting to come to Sri Lanka and whatnot, right?"
Okay.
The guard.
Right, the guard, right.
The bouncers rather. And we had a good chat with them. They deleted our footage, or just our GoPro footage.
Right.
And then we walked up, and then I messaged. I was like, "Would you guys believe me?" I was talking to my friends. I was like, "Would you guys believe me? We told you we just bumped into Floyd Mayweather and this happened."
And got roughed up by his guards.
Yeah. And like, "Oh, bullshit, this, that." And I was like, And at that time, like, that's when my mind started working again. And I was like, holy shit, that could have been a viral moment. Like, if Floyd hit me there and we videoed it, that would have just like blown up.
I mean, it's a good thing Chanel caught it from the side, right? She zooms into the picture.
But man, the thing is, like, there were so many other people there, and if anyone had even just caught just him shouting at me like that, or like a bit of that action, it would have been crazy, right? So then after that, I was like, he had like 6 vehicles, his entourage had like 6 vehicles in the car park, and we were out having lunch, and I was like, I'm going to talk to him. And she was like, no, you're not. I was like, no, I want to talk to him, don't worry, I'll sort him out, I'll go talk to him and explain to him.
Okay.
And like, I just have to get a picture with him so that we can say we met him.
Right.
And at the time, Chanel was just like, you've embarrassed me enough. You're not doing this. And I was like, oh, okay. But like, the second he left, I was just like, we just lost the opportunity of a lifetime. We totally should have done that.
Yeah. Were other people actually speaking to him, or were they all like staying back?
He was just like he is on TV, man. Like an arrogant little prick.
Right.
Like, he was just by himself with like 2 chicks around him.
Right.
Full on, like, what are you looking at me for? Like, anyone who looks at him, he'd like give a death stare back at them.
Oh shit. Right.
That was the vibe. So like, everyone was, and after that whole scene happened with us, obviously everyone realized like he's a bit anal.
Right.
So like, everyone just continued to do their own thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was nuts.
It's a good story, man. It's
oh my god, yeah. At that point, like, after it was done, I was like, man, I actually wouldn't have minded getting whacked by him there. At that point, it would have been such an epic story.
That was brilliant.
It was good. And what are the odds, right?
Exactly.
Like,
that's
Bali.
And you're in one of the remote places, like, not even like in the main areas of Bali, but like in a place where you have to trek up to and get
exactly. And at a waterfall, and like next to you is Floyd Mayweather. And we were just like, what?
I mean, I was shocked. I thought, because if I remember right, she mentions it in the beginning of the vlog, right? And then I was waiting for the point. Okay, where is this Floyd? Where did you actually meet Floyd? Or is it like a ruse? But yeah, it was pretty awesome.
It was crazy. It was really good.
Anyway, dude, thanks a lot for doing this, man. We almost touching an hour.
It was a pleasure.
I appreciate, because I wanted to. As soon as I started doing my podcast with the first guy, I had a lot lined up, because I did this at my office at around in the night. I wanted to do a lot of these podcasts because nobody wants to.
So where would you be uploading these podcasts to?
Both YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
So it can be, because my Facebook page has been getting quite a bit of traction in the past couple of months, so I'm putting everything there as well.
Nice. And in terms of like long viewership, how does that work? Like,
actually, my long form, like, these podcasts are getting more views than my normal shit. Like,
that's cool.
That's why I wanted to somehow get people, and I also want to make sure I focus on the quality, because that's something that I am anal about. It's not necessary, but like a lot of people, for example, if they are interested in learning something and if the quality is not that great, they just click away. But if the quality is interesting, they just try and hang on for a little while longer. And my podcasts actually have got a little bit more views and also because I'm interviewing like you and your crowd also turns in, and then it just helps grow the entire thing.
That's always the best way to kind of grow. Like that's
exactly.
What I did with Vela Beach also. Like
right.
The best way to grow this thing.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, thanks a lot for coming, man. It's very hard to convince people to record from another camera and send it to me because it is a bit of a, especially if you're not a gearhead, like it's a bit of a complicated thing to do.
Yeah. If they don't have it, true, and especially in these times.
Yeah.
But like, I don't see why they can't do it. There's nothing else to do right now.
It's a factor. It's a daunting factor of uploading. I've been uploading like 20 gig, 30 gig files for a while now. But if you're not somebody who has done that before, it's a daunting thing to upload like a 10 gig file because you don't know how long it's gonna take and what's the best time to do it and stuff like that. So that's where everybody gets discouraged a little.
That's true. Actually, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But if you put it in the night, it should be alright.
Yeah, exactly. So if it's because we have midnight, I saw your video about the whole data optimizing your data usage and stuff like that.
I had no idea that would get picked up like
that. Yeah, man. So I'm really because I'm a gearhead as well, and that's why I love your like videos and stuff. And the fact I heard that you're planning to get Peter McKinnon's backpack as well.
Oh man, I saw your comment. So I backed it. I paid for it, everything, but they sent a mail saying they can't deliver now.
Okay. Because I am a huge Peter McKinnon. I am obsessed with Peter McKinnon.
So I am more of a Nomadic fan than Peter McKinnon. Right. Nomadic was my first purchase like as a freelancer when I was in Thailand, and I loved that bag. Right. And then when Peter McKinnon like signed up, I was just like, yo, this is it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's about $500, right? The entire thing. Like the entire pack?
Yeah, if you get the entire thing. I just got just the main camera pack.
Wait, how much is that?
That was $299 when if you backed it on Kickstarter. But now it's $399.
Yeah. That was
yeah. But he had a giveaway which I signed up for and
same.
God. I'm over to hell, man. That's why I promote their things so much. I just fucking love them. Right. And their bags are really good.
Yeah,
like not just Peter McKinnon doing a bag, Nomadic's bags are amazing.
Yeah, my ban on buying new gear ends at the end of this year, then maybe I'll think about it.
Yeah, and like also I was kind of like, okay, in a way, I'm kind of happy they refunded me my money because I don't see myself traveling anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. So it's a blessing in disguise, I would say. Yeah.
So I got that money and then that's why I was like, okay, what can I get for this amount? Because I've already spent it, but there's nothing to buy.
Right. Interesting, dude. I appreciate it. I'll definitely send you the link and stuff once I edit this. And then you send me the footage, man.
Thanks for having me.
Man. Yeah, brilliant. I shall speak to you soon.